Good evening. It's Friday, the 16th of December, and it's time for the news on RIK2. The European Summit is expected to declare at the end of its meeting in Brussels later today that the Republic of Cyprus is and will remain a member state of the EU following a settlement of the Cyprus problem. European Council conclusions to be announced will include a paragraph on Cyprus following a proposal by President Anastasiades at the summit. The paragraph states the European Union reiterated its support to the ongoing process for the reunification of Cyprus. It also says that taking into account that Cyprus is and will remain a member of the Union following a settlement, it stands ready to participate in the Geneva Conference on Cyprus on January the 12th. The Geneva Conference, which is expected to be the last stage of the negotiations for a solution, will discuss security and guarantee arrangements, with Cyprus insisting that any guarantees and the stationing of foreign troops on European Union territory are out of the question. Government spokesman Nikos Christodoulidis has stated that it was very important that the presence of the European Union at the Geneva Conference has been confirmed, a development that showed its readiness to undertake its responsibilities towards a member state. In remarks after President Anastasiades' meeting with European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker, he said they had a very constructive talk at a crucial moment for the Cyprus issue. He added that the President is fully satisfied with the results of his meetings in Brussels with EU leaders, whom he briefed on the ongoing negotiations for a Cyprus solution. The spokesman also said that Anastasiades was fully satisfied with the debate that followed his half-hour intervention at the summit. Christodoulidis said that it was important that the European Union has declared it was ready to play a role that a member state deserves. He stressed that the assurance that the status of Cyprus as a member state after a solution will continue offers the most effective safeguards for all the people of Cyprus, Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots. He said European Council President Donald Tusk, the President of the High Commission Jean-Claude Juncker, the High Representative Federica Mogherini and Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras, who spoke after the President's intervention, were supportive of his line of policy for reaching a solution. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras has said that this is perhaps the last chance for a solution of the Cyprus problem and called all interested parties to leave open a window of hope. In remarks during a press conference after yesterday's session of the EU summit, he noted, however, that the coincidence is not the best one would expect because of the deterioration of relations between Turkey and the European Union. He also said that the climaxing of tension by Turkey following the failed coup in June is being expressed by statements which dispute the validity of international treaties. But Tsipras added that it is a positive factor that both President Anastasiades and Turkish Cypriot leader Mustafa Kemal, who are engaged in the negotiations, sincerely want a solution to be reached. He said that a solution of the Cyprus problem will benefit the entire region and may also affect positively the accord between Turkey and the European Union on the refugee issue. Energy Minister Yorgos Lagotribis has said that companies which will be granted a licence for natural gas exploratory drillings in Blocks 6, 8 and 10 of Cyprus's exclusive economic zone are expected to be announced next week. Speaking during an event organised by the Women's Entrepreneurs Association last night, Lagotribis said that it is important to define the energy potential of Cyprus as investments to follow will be based on this factor. Regarding the drilling scheduled by Total in the second quarter of 2017 in Block 11, Lagotribis said that it is of great significance because the geological structure is similar to that of the Zohr gas field in Egypt, where huge quantities of natural gas were found. Greece has resisted pressure from its international lenders to abandon its plans to give pensioners a one-off Christmas bonus and continue applying a low-value added tax rate for Eastern Aegean islands that have suffered economic losses because of the influx of refugees from Turkey. Lenders said they were suspending a deal clinched earlier this month to offer Greece short-term debt relief as a warning, but the Greek Parliament went ahead with voting for both measures. The Greek government will spend €617 million to give to pensioners for Christmas and New Year. About 5,000 pensioners, jaded by almost a dozen pension cuts which have pushed almost half of the country's elderly into poverty, marched peacefully outside Parliament through the streets of Athens shouting "No more austerity." A pensioner told journalists that the pensions of most people have been cut down to the size of a restaurant tip. Germany has criticised the measure, but French Finance Minister Michel Sapin expressed understanding for the extra pension decision. The evacuation of wounded and civilians from eastern enclaves of Aleppo was aborted today, and aid agencies and vehicles were told to leave the area without explanation. But journalists monitoring the evacuation said that explosions were heard early in the day near the vehicles used for the evacuation. A military news service run by Lebanon's pro-Damascus Hezbollah group said the evacuation of eastern Aleppo had been halted, partly due to a failure to evacuate wounded people from 2 Shiite villages besieged by rebels in Idlib. It also said that the rebels had sought to take prisoners with them and had bombarded a road due to be used by the buses. Elizabeth Hoff, the World Health Organization WHO representative in Syria, speaking from West Aleppo, told a news briefing in Geneva that she believes the message to abort the operation came from the Russians who are monitoring the area. By 7 a.m. local time, 194 evacuated patients had arrived in 8 overwhelmed hospitals in government-held western Aleppo, Idlib and Turkey. After 17 years and numerous setbacks and budget boosts, Europe's Galileo sat-nav system has gone live with promises of better-than-ever location services. Initial services, free to users worldwide, will be available only on smartphones and navigation units already fitted with Galileo-compatible microchips. The system promises to increase geolocalization precision by 10 times relative to the American GPS and the corresponding Russian GLONASS system. And now a look at tomorrow's weather. It will be cloudy at times, possibly leading to local rain and possibly snow or sleet over higher ground. Winds will be light to moderate, mostly northeasterly, force 3 to 4, and at times fresh in windward areas, force 5. The sea will be slight. Temperatures will reach 10 Celsius inland, 12 in coastal areas, and 2 over the mountains where frost is expected. Cloudy spells over the next 3 days may lead to local rain or showers and snow over mountain areas. Temperatures will remain unchanged on Sunday, but it will go up slightly later. That's all for today. Join us tomorrow again for more news in English. Have a very good evening.